Hey, it's Innis, Key Creative Studio, Master Drawing Japan. Um, let's make a point to draw every day. All right, so it's Saturday, and I am doing my usual Saturday sketchbook reveal. Like I said, I have a ton of sketchbooks here that I have kept over the years, and it seems that some of you seem to like taking a look at my sketchbooks, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Um, Again, as I said, I'm not one of these guys, who can turn their sketchbooks like into virtual works of art themselves. Really, the sketchbook is just it's a playing field for me to really like work things out or to practice things, and I recommend the thing same for you. Don't feel pressure, to make every single um, sketch sketchbook you do, into some some work, that you could virtually like publish it, as it is. So this sketchbook is actually, I dated this one. This is autumn 2021 to winter 2021. So this is a while ago. This is 4 years ago, actually. So again, this is a Croquis Ordeon sketchbook that I like to use. I use two sketchbooks. I usually have like a hardcover one, like this. What do you call it? This moleskin that I have here, and then I use this one. So the moleskin, I'll confess, is maybe the one that I try to do maybe a little bit more interesting drawings. But anyway, here we go. Here we go. Um, so this is from a few years ago. So this is some drawings. I do not know who this is. Okay, I don't know if I probably might have drawn this from imagination, but these were drawn with a sorry, they were drawn with my favorite fountain pen, which is the Namiki Falcon. It was drawn with this very same pen right here, and you'll notice that and I hope it's showing up. You'll notice that the ink is like a reddish brown ink. It's like a sanguine color, and I really like this pen a lot. And yeah, I started using this actually after my teacher Glenn Vilppu gave this to me for my birthday. So I've always treasured it, actually. So for obvious reasons, I mean, it's a treasure, but also, I like working with it. So all right, so just some quick test studies here. This is definitely a Buscema inspired sketch. The really good thing I like about the work, excuse me, probably you can't hear me. One of the reasons why I like working with this pen is because the ink is water soluble. So you can get you see like these values in here. I got that by going back into it with a with a water pen like this, and then like you can get values like that. So it's really yeah, it's a great tool to work with, actually. Yeah, you can do stuff like that. I think that's probably I'm sure that's showing up a little bit. So right. Um, all right. So that's why I work with this pen a lot, because you can get some added values like that. I don't know if you can see it. These are some composition thumbnails that I have here, and I'm pretty sure some of these are December inspired. Some horses. I'm working out here. What does it say? Say kite. Oh, this was a woman in a it's Hokkaido actually in here in Tokyo. Hokkaido is the um, the go-to it's the go-to art supply store here in Tokyo. I was telling one of my students, to really like make a point of like watching people, I think I liked the way she was standing, because, she was leaning off to one side, but, which was kind of appealing, but, when you look at people, you notice like the little nuances, um, in their behavior, or how they carry themselves, and she was standing like pigeon-toed and like leaning off to the side, like that. And if anyone's like lived in Japan for a while, you'll notice that some of the women, sometimes certain women, they have a tendency like to stand pigeon-toed sometimes like that, when they're just musing, or whatever, A second. Okay, maybe that light's a little bit better. Okay, sorry, my lamp is not working. Some more horse studies here. So, on that note, for you guys who are watching, my teacher Glenn Vilppu is coming to Japan tomorrow, and he's going to do 4 seminars here in Tokyo. One's going to be exclusively online. One is going to be online and also in person. Then the other 2 are going to be in person. And the first one he's going to do is on animal drawing. And yeah, actually, drawing animals is oh my gosh, this thing is dry. Oh my gosh, you see that? 1 second, because actually I did want to have the liberty of being able to go over these drawings a little bit with you. So actually, all right, you know what? I'll do it on screen. So I'll show you how I refill it. Okay. And by the way, if you do this, I recommend. Sorry, if you have one of these, if you ever get one of these, I recommend that you do it, on a flat surface, on a controlled situation. Okay, don't do what I'm doing. Okay, all right. So basically, the way I fill this up is that you have this part here, and I can put it in, and then I can, like a straw, and pressure, or reverse pressure, I just suck it back up in there. Yeah, like that. So now it's full. You can see it. Before this part was empty. Okay. Yeah, don't do this at home, kids. Okay, make sure that you do this in controlled. Control surface. You don't want to risk like spilling ink all over the place, because I have done it before, and it is not fun. I'm gonna put a little pressure here. Okay, maybe a little bit too much, but I just want to make sure to get it flowing. By the way, you can have fun if you fill this out in public, because when you have that, it looks like it's blood. So you can freak somebody out a little bit, have some fun with that. Okay, there we go. That's why a little while ago wasn't showing up. So anyway, yeah, in terms of like drawing, be able to draw animals, that's a very, very important skill to have, like to know, I still like an animal anatomy. And if you guys are interested, I will put the link in the below. Even though it's being done in Japan, the animal drawing seminars are going to be, he's going to do it in English, you know, but there will be a Japanese interpreter with him. Okay, so yeah, here's a composition thumbnail I was doing. Yeah. So if you guys are having like difficulty in terms of like how to like break down animals, you know, one of the keys, you know, here is like, it's the scapula. That's always a big key, you know, the scapula, you know, which like goes into the equivalent of like what their humerus is here. And humerus is always like this S curve kind of bone that goes like that. And then that fits into like what is essentially like their ulna and like their radius here. And then that goes into like this knuckle. So believe it or not, this part, for the horse anyway, this part actually is like several bones that are fused together. And so this would be like the equivalent of like the back of our hand, really. This would be like their wrist. And like here, this part, this is like the equivalent of like, let's say like the fingers. More composition studies here, you know, somebody with a horse. I hope these are showing up, because you know the thing about it, you know, with this line, it's a little bit thin here, you know, so. This is like the back of the horse's thigh, actually. Actually, I'm sorry. This is, well, if you want to do equivalent, this is not really the thigh. This would actually be the this would be like our lower leg. This would be like the gastrocnemius muscle, actually. The which is this part here. This is actually the back of the thigh. So even though people think like this is the rear end, you know, like the ass for the horse, but it's not. The ass for the horse actually, believe it or not, is up here. It's in this area, which is quite flat, in connection to us, really. Okay. A lot of horse stories in this one. It's okay. You caught me. It's some Marvel Comics characters, Moon Knight. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, this is some quick sketches here of horses. Okay, this is the horse. This is the horse sketchbook. Okay, yeah. If you're wondering like what this is, you know, sometimes, you know, when I draw, you know, try to find like certain like little like shortcuts and things like that. The upper part of the horse here is basically like you have like this, I don't know, like it's like a boxy, but like a slice of cheese kind of shape that you have here, because it's coming, it's like you have a box like that, but obviously, you know, it gets narrow here, like where like the you know, where the neck and like the scapula is up there. So I was trying like to work it out for like this basic kind of like shortcut shape. Some more compositions studies here. Again, you know, yeah, when you next time you look at a horse, okay, this is like the tail here, all right. Yeah, this is not the this is not the ass. That's the thigh. I mean the equivalent, for the thigh for us, because actually, their femur bone is here, so that's what it's feeding off of. The ass actually, because the reason why horses don't have asses or rear ends, excuse my language, is because they don't stand up, because the our rear ends are really designed to help us to stand. That's what makes us different, like from like primates, such as uh, like gorillas and chimpanzees. They really they really can't um, uh, ambulate like we can. Actually, they don't have they can't stand erect the same way that we can. So, actually, yeah, this is actually, that's the femur, and this is their, actually this would be like the equivalent of like their humerus bone. So this part here, actually, this corner is really like it's like the foot, and like this is the ankle here, right? Glenn always like to say, like, this is what separates like the men from the boys in terms of people who understand this relationship on the back of the of an animal's the heel part of an animal's leg. Okay, this is, I know it looks like Catwoman, but it's actually maybe not Catwoman. This is Katie. This is Katie is one of the models here in Tokyo that I work with, and she was wearing a Catwoman costume for one of our drawing sessions. And I think Katie is a little bit background, like as a burlesque dancer. She's a lot of fun to work with. Mm. So here's something, right? I don't know if you can read this. No, I'm still not happy with this sketch. Actually, there's a lot of problems with it, but um, sometimes when you're composing a figure, um, using like a kind of like a containment shape, like if you could see it here, it's the same pose, right? But sometimes it can help things like to read a little bit more clearly, because you when you do this kind of shape, you're making a very like large graphic shape to contain what that pose is. And because basically what I have here is, yeah, like this is going straight down like that. What I needed this leg, I need this leg to come out a little bit more out here, like that. So, which is going to give me like a little bit more of like a triangular shape, and I needed to make this part a little bit smaller, actually. Yeah, that should have been out here like this, and this should be like pushing in, unfortunately. So something to think about. I think that is there's a lot of composition sketches in here. I'm sorry, thumbnails. That is a straight Buscema ripoff. Ew, that is horrible. That was a failed attempt. That was a failed attempt. Yeah, more Buscema stuff. Yeah. Done with a pen. Okay. I know for a fact that actually these compositions, I was looking at how to draw comics the Marvel way, actually, and a common composition trope I noticed from over at Marvel, or at least with some of like even like with like John Buscema's compositions, they'll have like this triangular shape, which actually like leads your eye to a certain point, and then they'll have like a sweeping they'll have like a sweeping kind of composition like this. So your eyes kind of go like that, but then it goes to the center here. Or you have it like this going like there, and then you have like this going down to the center like that. Yeah, so I noticed that a lot, you know. It's a lot of, this one's a little bit different because, you know, because the people are coming this way. Um, but yeah, that's a common trope. And I notice, you know, they'll have like, yeah, like some, like a sweep, you know, and this could be like people, you know, or whatever, or something. And then like, you know, yeah, you have like a figure like that in a triangular position, like, or triangular composition like that. Um, yeah, again, it could be like somebody like on a field, gonna fight somebody or whatever. You know, there's our hero, and then like, you know, here like the enemies, you know, that he's gonna face off with. You know, that sort of thing. Like I said, this you know. So actually, I did a video not so long ago about like how to like compose, how to compose your figure drawings, right? So here is again, is actually no, I'll do it with this pencil. Here's like that containment I was telling you about. It's like a triangular kind of containment you have here, which helps it to read a lot better, right? By the way, you know, this, you know, twisting of the body and like spreading the feet, spreading the legs across like that. I mean, this is pure like Jack Kirby kind of stuff. I don't know if it's reading here, but you have it here as well. Of course, um, I'm curving it a little bit. You know, even this is like a female. Okay, you know, hair, right? Legs like that. So this is one of the reasons why, like, you know, I guess you might see like in Marvel comics or whatever, you know, like this kind of pose, you know, because it reads so well. And you know, our eyes always tend to always to gravitate to points or to lines that are converging, right? So this always makes our eyes go like that, you know, or you know, or at least, you know, we also read this like this is going out, you know, just like this solid base here. Okay, I thought I was gonna have time to show you like 2 sketchbooks, but I think I'm just gonna have time just for one today. Okay, so here, the triangle composition here. Here's like an L composition. I don't know if you can tell here, if you can that reads to you, but like you have a person here like that, and like maybe like looking down, and then you have like a body like this. Yeah, it's an L composition. You know, that also works as well too. Okay. Oh, this is Keisuke. This is Keisuke. He is a model. He's worked for me for a few times. He's really good guy. He does wushu, and yeah, I really like his work. He's really cool. And you know, for those who know me, you know, I as a hobby spare time, I teach martial arts as well here. So you know, we in a way, you know, we're kind of like paisan in a way. So really good thing I liked about Keisuke's poses was that, you know, his shapes, the silhouettes are very clear. They're always very clear, and also, you know, you always have like this very nice, like clear, like containment shape that you can use for him. It's really great. It's really cool. I think I might post these. These were a lot of fun. that came from, I don't know. That's K-Skate up there too. More horses. Okay, more horses. And some kimono woman here. By the way, I just for the record, you know, I kind of like go out of my way like not to draw like Japanese things. I might work with it more in the future, but I kind of felt a little bit I don't know, it seemed like it's like the thing to do, like to be in Japan and like, like to draw like traditional Japanese things. And it just seemed a little bit like insincere or kind of like stereotypical, I mean, I draw things that move me, but maybe I'll do some more stuff in the future. So, all right, it doesn't get more Buscema than that. This kind of pose. Again, triangular composition here. All right. See this? All right. It's coming down like that, right? So you should think about those things, when you compose your drawings. There's a composition thumbnail. Oh, so this is what I started with, and I'll confess, this was Frazetta inspired, but that's what I started with, and I worked it out more, and then that's what I got to that one. I really liked this one so much I wanted to see if I could do it again in pen, actually. The pencil one worked out the best, I think. Actually. More horses. Okay. Oh boy. All right. Nothing wrong. I'm just joking because I'm surprised that there's so many horses in this book. I guess I really wanted to work that out. Like I said, your sketchbook is really your playing ground, like to work things out. I don't know if you can tell. Like I was drawing this guy on a horse, and then the horse. Pretty much just tripping over this rock and it's like falling forward like that. Again, more about containment shapes. This actually is my friend Kai Izumi. She's also a model here in Japan. I'm sorry, here in Japan. She's off in New York right now doing some work, but she's really originally from Japan. Some more compositional shapes here that I'm doing here. Okay, my usual stuff. And some birds. Okay. Okay. Looks like something from Beatrix Potter or something like that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, again, see? Compositional shape. It's kind of like a containment in a way. So there are many things, it doesn't always have to be like a, the triangle. Actually, you can see here, even this is like a triangle composition, right? Triangle composition, sweep, like that, right? It doesn't always have to be like a triangle like that. I mean, that works very, very well. However, there are other tools you can use, or shapes you can use to contain things. Like, like a circle, right? That creates a relationship between these two, right? Yeah, because again, you want to compose things in a way that's gonna like lead lead your audience's eye in a way, right? So this, leads, our eye, in kind of like an arcing relationship here. Definitely with this, right? If you have like, all these heads here like that, that definitely does that. The thing is, even if I erased this circle, I mean, you don't have to have it. You can still like somewhat feel it. Actually, that's the really interesting thing about composition, is that the composition should be invisible. Like an architecture, right? It's like it's there, but you should be like staring at the architecture. It's really it's part of the environment, right? It should be kind of like almost like invisible. I think this is Sasha. I'm sure that is Sasha. Sasha is another model of mine here. She's a Japanese belly dancer. Some birds. Okay, some bird studies in here. I think this might be a little bit Glenn Keane inspired, some of these, but it was a nice study. So just so that the next time you're eating a chicken wing, okay, the part, again, animals. You think about studying animals. Another reason why I really recommend that you take Glenn Vilppu's drawing seminar, because the more that you understand how the world works, the more you understand like animals, the more you'll be able to understand like how to draw people as well. Because you'll see that a lot of the anatomy is quite similar, right? We just evolve differently, due to function. So like when you're eating like a chicken wing, like you have that part of the wing that's like kind of like this, and then you have this little thing. Yeah, that's their hand, but it's fused together, right? That's what this is here, down here. Is it like look at raw chicken wings, right? Yeah. So like this would be like their the upper part of the arm. I'm sorry, my mistake. This would be their what do you call it? Their yes, this would be upper part of their arm, and like this would be the lower part of the arm, and like this is the hand down there. More compositions in here. Yep, see like there's a. Well, this is like it's almost like an L composition, but I've arced it. Triangle composition. Unfortunately, when I was in school, composition was not this. I cannot let this go. I'm sorry. I gotta fix this. I cannot let that go. Sorry. Yeah, when I was in school, composition wasn't taught very well, to me anyway, unfortunately. Yeah. So it's something that I had to figure out much later. All right, that's better. Don't make the same mistake that I did, guys. Which is do not put the eye all the way like where the nose, where the bridge of the nose is. Because the eye like sits inside the skull like that. Because like there's like the eye socket like this, right? And then like the bridge. This is a skull, right? The bridge is here, so the eyeball is all the way back in here. The zygomatic arch would be like this, like that, and then the maxillary. So anyway, when you draw, you should keep those things in mind. Okay. Ooh, boy. Okay. Anyway, just so that just be clear, this is a cavity. This is a cavity. Okay. Barbarian woman. Okay. That is a pure Claire Wendling inspired sketch. And Claire Wendling is definitely, she is my hero. I really, really admire her work. I really love her work. Actually. Straight to curves in terms of drawing women. Okay. Or composing the body, right? Body is always composed pretty much like streets and curves, right? Curve of the thigh, curve of the thigh, straight of the back of the thigh, curve of the calf, straight of the shin, like that. Again, another composition sketch here. This, I know that's a Frazetta ripoff, but again, you know. So look, if there's any takeaway, you know, from the sketchbook, guys, I guess this is the horse and composition sketchbook here. You know, when it comes to doing your compositions, you know, try to think about like using like abstract shapes like to help compose your drawings, whether you're drawing a figure or like, you know, you're doing like some sort of scene or something like that. The triangular composition is always works. It always works. But you don't have to be a slave to that. You know, you have other compositional tools, like I said, like the like the circle is a good compositional tool. Where is it? Is there? Okay, that's not it. I want to get the one I want to look for. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, like the circle. The circle is a good compositional tool. Arcs are a good compositional tool. The L shape is a good one. Okay. Another one. Sorry, you can't see. You know what? You can't see it, but also like an X. X is also another good compositional tool. I don't know if you could see it. I have like this bird here, like this, right? And he's attacking some guy. But you also have like the feet coming like this as well. So this is going in like that. So like the X. Here's our hero. Our hero's here, right? Whatever, he's gonna fight or something, right? So yeah, so like the X also is a very good, is also a very good compositional tool as well. You know, whenever you do composition, okay, you want to use like abstractions, you know, to help lead the eye. You just don't want to put figures, you know, like just like randomly, like in a box, right? You know, you want to have something there that's going to lead people's eyes in a certain direction. You know, you guys are like film directors. You know, when you do this stuff, okay. Here again, triangular, and then this is going down like that. You know. Okay, all right. I think this one was a little bit longer than I thought. I didn't mean to make this so long. But there was some interesting things in here. Here's another composition here. This here, and actually I have like a rhythm going, something in here, and then like going into like our main, you know, our main subject is here. It's leading up like that. So, okay, all right. Buscema, Silver Surfer #4. I will talk to you guys about that a little bit later, and that's composition related as well. Okay, all right. So that's the sketchbook reveal for this Saturday, March 22nd. Okay, all right. I hope that was helpful for you guys, and I we'll see you guys next time. All right, take care. All right, bye-bye.